So today was a very exciting, interesting day. You know, well, of course, let me tell you what happened to me today. Today was very nice. See, here's the thing about fear. Everybody right now that I know is facing their fears. And I've already faced mine, baby. You see, by me facing all my fears, it meant me having to deal with all these things that I created as a child from childhood to adulthood, which meant me dealing with accepting aliens, accepting vampires, ghosts, anything that was a fear. I had to overcome it by accepting it. And when you accept something like ghosts, you experience it. When you accept aliens, you experience it. And so, for all the people in my life who didn't accept these things as real, they didn't face it. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only motherfucker who faced all this stuff. And they would call me crazy for facing these things. But listen, man, I realized that the secret to life is to say yes to everything. Everything that comes my way, I say yes to it. But then it comes to a point now where there aren't any questions anymore. When the questions stop coming, and you're stuck in a mode of, okay, well, everything is just flowing and there aren't any more fears, then you have to put yourself back into the position where you desire to be. So, I ended up in America because I was facing everything and I was saying yes to it. So when my uncle brought me to the hospital and said, "Oh, well, you're gonna stay here for 2 weeks," I said yes, no problem. Now I knew there's nothing wrong with me. The problem was with them. They didn't want to face these things, or whatever it is that they had to face, they weren't open to facing it. So I said, yeah, I'll stay in the hospital, but I didn't stay for 2 weeks. The doctor said, man, you need to get out of here as soon as possible because there's nothing. It's like the doctor is being paid. So he tells me, take this medication. It's going to help you out. Because me facing all these things spiritually meant I ignored the side of my brain, the mechanical side of my brain. And I was totally spiritual. Becoming totally spiritual means saying fuck everything that is a machine. So pretty much I removed myself from the mechanical side of my brain, and I was living a completely spiritual existence, which means I'm living on the side of my brain which has aliens, ghosts, and all this stuff, and I'm actually experiencing them. But the people who are still living on the machine side of their brains look at me and say, well, he's crazy. But I'm not, you see. So the doctor said, okay, man, I know what you're going through. And I have this medication. And this medication is going to open you back up to the mechanical side. And you're still going to have your spiritual side. So it's really like, he said to me, this is how your brain is right now. The mechanical side is shut down and the spiritual side is up. So this medication is going to raise the mechanical side up. And you'll be balanced. You get a balance. So I said, you know what, that sounds good to me, man. I'll take the medication. And the doctor loved, me and the doctor have a really good relationship. And once he saw that I understood what he was talking about, he said, well, now you can get out of the hospital. So he told my family, this guy can go as soon as possible. And they didn't want to hear that, you see. They wanted the doctor to keep me there. So, I got out of the hospital after 10 days instead of staying there for 2 weeks to a month. But when I got out, it's like I had to come to America to face my mother. You know what I'm saying? Because she was the one who orchestrated the whole thing anyways. So I came here and I faced my mom. And I showed her that I was now able to still make money on the internet. And I was saying, see, I'm not insane because here, where am I? I'm in the mechanical world. So I'm a mechanical being, But listen, my spiritual side is yearning. It wants so much to go back to being a spirit. So it's like when I left Jamaica, I left it in a state of, whereas everything was perfect spiritually, right? So now I can go back there and everything is perfect. You know what I'm saying? But the people, my family members, are not seeing it that way. Well, my mom, it's not even my family members, just my mother. So today when I made a video about saying that I'm going to have to go back to Jamaica because it's like right now I can feel there are many spirits in Jamaica meditating on me to come for me to come back. It's like they're pulling me. It's like they need me there, right? So today I decided, well, I'm going back. And when my mom came home, I had to give her the news. I said, look, man, I'm not staying here. I'm going back. I don't want a condo. I'm going back to Jamaica. Now she pulled out every ammunition that she had, and we had a loud battle. You know what I'm saying? Loud. And this is what I did. You know, she was telling me, treating me as if she had control over me and she could keep me here. But I'm 35 years old, man, and she can't do that. So I said, look, you should call the police, man, because listen, man, you're not sounding right. You're not realizing what you're doing here. You're keeping someone, an adult, you know, I have no will to stay here. I need to go. So she was like, kept talking. She wouldn't call the police. So I opened the screen door to the back, and I opened it up, and I saw that my neighbors, they were using candlelight, right? Because I guess their electricity is out and they can't afford to pay it. So they're sitting on their back porch using candlelight, and me and my mom are having a screaming, right? Are arguing loud, and I'm telling her to call the police. So we got to a point now whereas I told my mom, look, mom, if you don't let me go, I'm going to use my mind power and destroy your life. And the last time I was here, that is exactly what I did. I told her that I would use my mind power to destroy her life, and I did it. And everything, even her Jaguar, crashed. It's like all these things got fucked up. And then she said, you know what, get out of here. So this time, I said it all over again. I said, look, if you don't let me go, I'm going to use my mind power to destroy your life. And I went outside and I started meditating, right? So then she gave in. She said, look, leave. You can leave. You can leave. I don't care. This is when she gave in, because I said, you're going to lose everything. Your friends, your material things, everything is going to get fucked up if you keep me here. And because she knows that I can do it, she gave in. And then we stopped the argument. But when I started using this laptop, I was like, this is her laptop, So I was like, damn, I can leave anytime, but I want to take this laptop with me, right? You know what I'm saying? So I said, look, mom, I'm going to have to take the laptop when I'm leaving because I want the laptop. She said, well, 2 weeks can't kill you. You can stay for 2 more weeks and you can take the laptop. So that was the decision. I stay here for 2 more weeks and I can take the laptop. And within that time, the 2 weeks, there are going to be other things that I'm going to buy to take back with me. So the argument was done at that point, right? And like maybe 15 minutes later, I hear a phone call, and it was the neighbors, and she was saying, my mom was angry, saying, why do you get involved in it? Don't get involved in it, right? And then like 5 minutes after that, 4 cops showed up. So she talked to the cops first, and I know how to deal with cops because I'm a nice guy. So when the cops came into this room, there were 4 cops were in this room right here, and I dealt with them, and it was laughs. We had laughs. We made jokes because that's the way I deal with cops. But you see, this 4 cops showing up, it was the neighbors who called the cops. So it's an embarrassing situation for my mom. And another thing happened was that she couldn't find her cell phone. So the moment I said I'm going to use my mind power to destroy her life, 4 cops come to the house and she lost her cell phone. So already things are falling apart. Of course, the cops left and they were like, come on, man. You know what the cops said to me? Man, you could walk out right now and we can't do anything about it because you're an adult and she can't keep you here. And even when the cop said, you know what, when you leave in 2 weeks, I'm going to move in and stay because this is a nice house. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how it worked out. So that situation was my mom facing her fears. I didn't face any fear. I'm not afraid of anything. I had to get myself out of here. And the whole process was me just using whatever words and mind power that I had to use to get it done. But from my mom's perspective, it was as if she was facing a fear. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the next level now, okay, and one thing I noticed is when my mom gave in really totally when I told her that Julie, my girlfriend, was going to come with me. And the look she gave me was like, that's ridiculous. Like as if that there's no way Julie would come with me, So I said, well, that's interesting that she's thinking that way because why is she thinking that way? You know what I'm saying? So when I talked to Julie about it, what was the time on this? Wow. I'm going to have to make another video about Juliana. This one is just about what happened between my mom and the 4 cops. But my next video is going to be about Juliana because it's really interesting. Yes. she had to face fears too.